My name is Amanda Cowan.
And my current role, I just got this new job. I'm VP Marketing at Farmhouse Delivery. And what we do is we're a weekly subscription service that delivers local vegetables to your door from Community of Farms. But that's not what I'm here to talk about today. So I was recently product manager for foodnetwork.com. I came to foodnetwork.com through the acquisition of Food on the Table, which was featured in the Lean Startup book. So I have Lean Startup in my bones, on my brain. And the first time that my first goal at Food Network was to improve retention. So we wanted to make our site the best place for people to go over and over again for recipes. First thing to do, talk to users. So users have all sorts of great ideas. Maybe put a timer on their recipe page. Maybe put all of the ingredients in a shopping cart so I can get them delivered. One thing we heard over again is that they wanted to compare recipes. Comparing recipes, what does that mean? What they were doing currently is they would go through a list that they had searched and open up a tab in Google, and that's how they would compare it. When they said compare recipes, I thought, are they looking for like a CNET Style thing where we have ingredients and show times and chefs? I don't know. But that CNET Style thing looks really expensive to me to build. And taking all of that data about each recipe for a feature I didn't even know if users wanted takes a long time. Development said 3 weeks. Oh, that's expensive. So what I said is, let's button, and if a user clicks a button, that's a vote for that feature. We're not gonna leave them hanging. Maybe we can do a pop-up that lets them vote for a feature. And a lot of people in the organization said, oh, we wouldn't do that to our users. We need a fully baked feature. We need this to work before we introduce something like that. So how do you make a case for this? So I came up with 3 things to do to make the case for the button. The first thing you need to do is make your argument with data. So I talked to development, and I knew that for a working prototype of this feature, we would need 3 weeks. That's 3 weeks that a lot of other things weren't getting done. I knew that through Optimizely, we could put up a button in 2 days. So that's giant cost savings. Another concern of the organization was a bad user experience. So I had to calculate how many people would see this and how quickly we could get an answer. So I said to everybody, hey, not everybody has to see this. Let's just do it for 5% or 10 days. And finally, beware of ghosts of red herrings pets. There was a feature that was really expensive, and through a site intercept survey, 41% of our users said that, yes, I want that feature. When we built it, 41% is 66 times the number of people are using it. So make sure that you collaborate on success metrics in design. Working with our design team and UX and our content team, we wanted an experience that everybody was okay with. So this is what we came up with. It's super simple. It's a button that says compare recipes, and everybody was fine with it. And then what happens when you click that button? Well, everybody had to decide what you wanted on the pop-up. So we actually had users take a vote. Coming soon, what do you want to compare? Ingredients, showtime, chefs. So after everybody agreed on this design, the next thing we had to do is say, what does success mean? So everybody agreed. Success meant that we would put this button up against the other buttons, and it had to be in the top 5. Top 5 button. Okay, based on click-through rate. Well, it wasn't in the top 5 buttons, but I don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater because maybe we didn't test on the right page. Maybe it was out of context for our users. So what we did is we put it on the search page. Maybe that made more sense for our users. So we put it on the search page, and you know what? It wasn't in the top buttons either. So that's okay. This was a great learning because we saved a ton of money actually building this feature. But you know why I know I'm influencing the organization is at a meeting where I wasn't, somebody was talking about building a new feature. And another person piped up and said, did you hear about the Food Network? They did this thing with a button. Thank you.